June 30th, 1908. A remote region of Siberia, Russia, called Tunguska. A place so isolated, so untouched, that almost no human being that had ever set foot there. Ancient trees stretching for hundreds of miles in every direction. Cold, still. Just another morning until it wasn't. At exactly 7:17 in the morning, witnesses dozens of kilometers away reported seeing a blinding column of blue-white light streaking across the sky.
It was brighter than the sun. The ground began to shake, and then a pressure wave hit Dot like a wall, throwing people off their feet, shattering windows, knocking buildings sideways. What followed was the largest dot impact event in recorded human history. The explosion was estimated to be 1,000 times more powerful than the atomic bomb dropped Dot on Hiroshima in 1945. 1,000 times more powerful. The heat was so intense, it was felt over 60 kilometers away. People reported their clothes catching fire from the shockwave alone. 80 million trees flattened, all of them pointing outward Dot from one single point in the sky, like a giant had pressed his hand down from above. 2,000 square kilometers of forest completely destroyed in seconds. The shockwave circled the entire Earth, not once, but twice. But here is where the mystery truly begins. When scientists finally reached a site weeks later, because of how remote it was, they found no crater, no meteorite, no fragments, no physical evidence of what caused the most powerful explosion in modern history. Just silence, just fallen trees, just questions. The Tunguska region is one of the coldest and most unforgiving places on Earth. Temperatures drop to minus 0.50 degrees in winter. The ground is frozen solid for most of the year, and yet even this frozen wilderness was no match for whatever hit it that morning. Scientists who arrived weeks later described a scene of total devastation. Trees stripped completely bare of their branches, standing upright like burnt matchsticks, directly below the blast point, and beyond that, millions of trees laid flat in all directions, like dominoes knocked over by an invisible hand. Eyewitnesses from local villages described feeling a sudden unbearable heat, followed by a deafening boom that knocked them unconscious. One man reported being thrown from his porch and waking up meters away. Another said the sky turned completely red. For 3 days after the event, the leading theory for decades was that a meteor or asteroid entered the Earth's atmosphere at tremendous speed and exploded mid-air before ever hitting the ground. Scientists call this an airburst. The energy released in those few seconds was equivalent to 10 to 15 megatons of TNT. But even this theory has problems, because no meteor fragments of any significant size have ever been recovered from Tunguska. A rock large enough to cause that destruction should have left something behind. Anything. And yet, nothing was ever found. Some scientists have proposed it was a comet made entirely of ice, which would have vaporized completely upon impact, leaving no trace. Others suggest it was a small black hole passing through the Earth, and as recently as 2020, a new theory proposed the asteroid may have skipped off the atmosphere like a stone across water and returned to space. Think about that for a moment. Something powerful enough to flatten an area the size of London may have hit us, bounced off, and disappeared back into the cosmos, never to be seen again, leaving behind nothing but destruction and questions that over a century of science has failed to answer. Dozens of expeditions have been sent to Tunguska since 1908. The most recent ones using satellite imaging, ground-penetrating radar, and the most advanced technology available to modern science. All of them searching for answers, all of them leaving with more questions than they arrived with. Today, the forest has largely regrown. If you visited Tunguska now, you might not even notice anything unusual. The trees have come back, the birds have returned, but underneath that quiet, the mystery remains completely unsolved. June 30th, 1908. 117 years later, I still do not know what did it. We still do not know why. And somewhere deep in that ancient Russian forest, the truth is still buried, still waiting, still silent.